Welcome back to Mind Your Rehab. I am Dr. Allison, and this is...
Dr. Vinny.
Yeah, he put his mic on a stick today.
Yeah, I felt last time that I wasn't loud enough. You're very loud, so your microphone will pick you up.
I'm not loud at all.
Lies.
You can scoot back.
If you're watching the video, I'm scooting back.
I don't think anybody cares about that update.
Oh, they would have known that if they were watching the video. If you're listening to the recording, I scooted back.
Yes.
There we go.
Right now, Baloo is outside in the yard.
Sunbathing like a pig.
Yeah, he just looks like a big pig. And then Frankie's curled up here. So if we have to pause and edit out the pause because we got to get Baloo, he'll let us know when he wants to come in because he'll just yell at us. He barks.
Yeah.
So, yeah. How's your day?
Day's going well so far. I didn't mess up this time. I've got my coffee.
That's true. He didn't have that last time. I'm having hot coffee. Our house is freezing, even though it's like beautiful outside.
Yeah.
So we opened up some windows.
The old home keeps in the cold.
Yeah. But then when it's really hot, it doesn't.
No, not at all.
Unfortunately. I know somebody was telling me that their house is plaster also, and they like never need to put their AC on.
Wow.
It's always cold.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Not the case with us.
No,
we need that AC unit.
And they're like 20 minutes away.
Weird.
So it's not like they're in Maine, you know. I'm pretty low energy today. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if it's... I don't know. Because my calories have been the same the last 2 weeks. But this week I've been really hungry. And I'm really tired. I slept, but I'm tired.
Yeah. That'll happen.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just that the time is continuing on.
Time is continuing on. Isn't that fucking weird?
It's a circle.
I posted about this, had a cool realization about my own posing because I was having difficulty in my quarter turns and I was having pain in my left shoulder when I was doing a lat spread, and when I was doing the quarter turn pose, it just looked like in order for me to do the quarter turn, I was just twisting through my upper back. Mm-hmm. And you could see that my abdomen was like stretched. It didn't look like it was a nice turn. And then I thought initially, I was like, oh, I got to work on my shoulder. And then I realized when I was looking at the picture, I needed to work on my right hip. I didn't have enough internal rotation on it. So worked on that. And then I posted the before and after, and it's pretty cool.
It's super cool. I'm curious, your thought process when you were looking at the video or when you were looking at the pictures and you realized that it was coming from your hip, was it just what you said? Like you saw that the torso was twisted and that was the thing that caused it?
Yeah, it was like my hips were just left behind and I was hiking up on my left side. I hear Baloo barking and yelling for us. So go get him.
Okay.
Go get him, Tiger.
I'm going to go get Baloo.
Frankie's going to yell and he's going to be filthy.
Yeah. That holds my microphone.
Hi, Pickle. And he's back.
I'm back, just like I said I'd be back.
So, you're leaving for Puza, Montreal, in 2 days.
Yep. Yes, I am.
Leaving us all to ourselves.
Very excited for it.
Yes, I'm excited for you.
I noticed yesterday.
Close to the camera.
when I was doing work, because I'm leaving for the week, so I'm trying to get as much work done as possible before I leave, so that I'm not coming back to a mountain of things to do. And I noticed yesterday that whenever I was listening to that playlist that my friend created for me for Puza, all of the French bands I could listen to and easily get work done because I don't know what the fuck they're saying, but the music is great. So that was fun. Today I actually pulled out just the French bands and created a playlist that's like 4 hours long of just French bands. Wow. Yeah.
Nice.
That's cool. Another thing that I thought was really cool actually in hindsight. So the Flyers are out of the playoffs, unfortunately.
Very sad.
I got to go to a playoff game, my first playoff game ever, which is wild because I've been a fan of this team for over 38 years now. And but one thing that I noticed earlier this week was last year at Puza, they announced that Tocchet was the head coach
Oh,
And then
yeah.
this year, less than a week from Pooza, they were still in the playoffs. So that was a super cool realization of the growth that had happened over the last year.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Tackett's been a good addition.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, that was sad. I watched you really sad. You just looked defeated.
I actually, this hasn't happened in a very long time, but I did throw something. I threw my hat. You were asleep, so
Yeah.
you missed it.
I was
but
really tired. I fell asleep in the middle of the game. Not because it was boring by any means. I was just so tired.
Yeah,
And
it was
I
a
even
really good game.
apologized ahead of time. I said, I'm so sorry if I fell asleep.
Yeah. It's okay. It happens.
Yep.
It was exciting. They did way better than they were expected to. So we're
Yeah.
looking forward to more playoff hockey in the future.
There you go.
Yep.
I guess I'll update on like my bodybuilding again. I know that I said I'm tired, but also I'm in an active flare up of my right ankle. It feels pretty bad. So a little bit of background on why I get pretty bad flare ups in a specific area is I have hardware that doesn't fit my ankle.
Yeah, that's very true. You have a lot of hardware.
I have a lot of hardware, but at least one of the plates doesn't fit my ankle correctly. And so it rubs the tendon around it. And that will get flared up. Today I couldn't do calf raises. But you know, it's an expectation. And when you have expectations, that makes life a lot easier.
Yeah, that's true.
So I know that it'll pass, but right now it sucks. It's just painful. So that's okay.
Yeah.
But just wanted to share that because, you know, this is a rehab podcast and I'm sure plenty of people go through flare-ups and think that it's a sign of terrible things, and it is just a sign that there's something going on.
Yeah, it's not like you've been totally neglecting everything, right? Like you've still been
No.
staying on top of doing all the things that help you be successful, and yet still life happens.
Yeah, life be lifing, ankle be ankling. My anky.
Yeah, we refer to it as her Anki.
For no reason other than I think it's funny to say, oh, my anky.
It is funny.
Yeah. So, do you have anything else that you want to add?
I think the only other thing outside of me going to Canada and watching hockey that's been going on in my life personally is that I started watching Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, yeah.
And
Brought it back.
yeah, they put Tales from the Crypt back on Shudder, or they put it on Shudder. It wasn't on Shudder originally. And the Crypt Keeper was one of my like nightmare fuels when I was a little boy growing up. And it's fun now looking back at it and just going like, why was I so afraid of this?
I just want to point out that Vinny was like, I really want you to watch Tales from the Crypt. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm going to bed or whatever. And we'll watch it another time. He was like, I just want to show you how scary it was. I was like, it's not going to be scary at all. Just like the It show was not scary at all when I watched it as an adult. And Vin's like, no, it was terrifying. It's really scary. And I'm like, it's not going to be fucking scary because it was like a children's show. And he was like, it's not, it's mature.
It's definitely not a children's show. It was on HBO.
Okay, well,
in the
still,
80s and in the 90s.
is it scary? Is it scary now that you watch it? He told me, before he thinks about it, lies, he told me it wasn't scary at all.
Yeah, no, it's not scary. It's fun. I mean, it's based off of comics. So it's like you get little
It is fun.
You
but
get little
you
comic
tried
episodes.
to convince me that it was going to be terrifying.
No, I don't think I was trying to convince you that it was going to be terrifying. I was convinced that it was terrifying because that's my lived experience from, again, quite a while ago.
Right. And I'm, in my upper 30s. I guess I'm near 40.
My upper 30s. What a way to say it.
I don't think that I'll be scared by it. So, yeah, I still haven't watched it because I just haven't. But I will.
It's fun. I'm really enjoying it.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, should we get to the topic?
Yes.
Okay. So the topic today is actually around surgery and expectations.
How relevant.
I know. But I also had a new client come in today for an evaluation. And she had 8 weeks ago, she had a spinal fusion. And first of all, did you tell me that her surgeon said that she didn't need to do PT?
Yeah, that's what she told me on the phone.
Okay, yeah. So if your surgeon ever tells you that you don't have to do PT after getting surgery, just, I mean, it's too late to run from them, but like, don't listen to them. That's terrible advice. You should absolutely do PT. And then this person had really, really good, she advocated for herself and she was like, no, I'm definitely going to do PT.
Smart.
So she did, but her PT, she told me, is afraid of her doing anything. And then she doesn't give her exercises. Actually, she told me that the PT will give her basically like stim, massage, and then will give her a couple stretches and then leave her to work on somebody else. And then the client was like, well, I need to do something at home. Shouldn't I do something at home? And the PT said, I don't want you to do anything at home because I can't watch you. And the client was like,
that's crazy to me.
She was like, you're not watching me here.
Touche.
Yeah. And so I asked her, I was like, does this PT work out? Because another thing that this client said was she told the PT, I'm not going to get better and get back to the gym if I'm just getting a TENS unit. And that's 100% right.
Yeah.
And I asked her if that PT works out, and she said no. She doesn't. I think I said, does she lift weights? And she said no, she doesn't even work out. So it's like, how do you guide somebody? And there's a lot of issues with this. But the primary one is she wasn't giving her any exercises. She wasn't challenging her. And this woman doesn't understand anything about working out, to the point where she found out that the client told her that she went to the gym and did light weights, and the PT said, you shouldn't have done that. And meanwhile, the client said, my surgeon cleared me to do all of that. He said that that was fine. Yes, this is the same surgeon that said, don't get PT, but the surgeon at least has more confidence in the patient than the PT does.
That's crazy.
So that was pretty upsetting and frustrating to hear. And yeah, this woman has goals of bodybuilding. She wants to be able to at least be in the gym 3 times a week. She wants to be able to walk. Right now, she walks 7,000 steps a day, but it's broken up because she can't do more than 2,000 steps at a time. She also she does birding, so she's a bird watcher, but she can't stand that long without pain, so she has to walk with a chair so that she could post up wherever. And then there was one other goal that she had that I took a picture of because I wrote it down. She wants to be able to jump rope because she loves it. She loves jumping rope. And I think that that's amazing. And because most people don't jump, and she's almost 60 and she loves jumping rope.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, these are the goals that we'll be working towards. But when we were discussing her plan, there definitely had to be a lot of expectations set, because it was obvious throughout talking with her that she still was underappreciating that she just had spinal fusion surgery 8 weeks ago with not having good PT after. And, she has nerve damage and she's doing her own research, which is great. But I just had and I'm saying this because I think a lot of people could use hearing this. She was like, I looked up and it should be that by July my nerves should improve at least down to my hamstring. And
Interesting.
I know. And I understand that she researched that and that's what she found, but I can talk from not only clinical experience, but from personal experience with nerve issues. That shit can take a long time. I had nerve stuff after my surgery that lasted over a year, and sometimes it still comes back, and I'm 4 years out. And I'm not saying that she's going to have that, but she's had an injury since the 90s and just got this addressed.
Yeah.
So there needs to be this understanding of there's not necessarily a realistic timeline with that stuff when we're talking about, because I don't know what those studies were. I don't know who was studied in those research things. I don't know what their
she was
background.
looking at,
Yeah, I don't even, again, this woman had this issue from the 90s. It is 2026. That is almost 30 years,
Yeah,
if not.
probably.
Yeah. And so that's a long time for your nerve to not be getting clear signals, and to expect that 8 weeks ago you had surgery and in a couple months you'll have that nerve feeling a lot better, even halfway. I don't want anybody to attach themselves to those expectations, because if there's no flexibility in your expectations around it, you will be very disappointed and scared, and probably, you could give up, you could avoid, you could stress yourself out to the point where you create more pain. Mm-hmm. There's a lot that's associated with that.
Yeah.
So, we had to talk about that. And then also there's past conditions of a history of fibromyalgia. It's a pain disorder.
Yeah.
So it's important to take into account the entire picture when you're getting surgery. And a theme that I've noticed with people when they get surgery anywhere, whether it's getting an appendectomy, whether it's a spinal thing, whether it's a meniscus thing, people, if they can't see the swelling, then they just assume that it should be fine. And that's just not the case. There's a lot of shit that happens deep internally, and things like when you get abdominal surgery, again, you don't necessarily see the swelling in your guts, but it's very much there, and people will start to push themselves and be really discouraged when they can't do stuff. It's like you just were cut into.
Yeah. And we talked a little bit about this on, I think it was the second episode maybe that we did. But yeah, there's just, you said it already. It's setting those expectations, or having an awareness of those expectations. And I don't think enough people get clear guidance on those expectations. Part of it is because I don't think we know how to ask the right questions as people who are going through these things, which is fine. But yeah, if you don't have those expectations set, you can really set yourself up for being super duper disappointed.
Yeah. And, this was another goal she had: walk 3 miles. Cause once she walks 3 miles, she's going to book a trip to Europe.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's such a great goal to have, right? Yeah. Definitely a marker that you can see, work towards, and, the payoff towards the end will be great when she gets there.
Yeah. I think we'll also do another episode on goal setting, because that's important. Goal setting is super important. Yeah. So I think that all of her goals are very attainable. I just think that she needs to have more of an appreciation of how long it's taken for her to get to this point, and how unpredictable progress can be. It's like predictable but unpredictable at the same time, which is a weird thing to say.
When you were having this conversation with her, how receptive was she to the information that you were giving her, or the questions that you were asking?
Somewhat. Yeah. Somewhat. I'm sure it was hard to hear that we can't necessarily predict. I think she was on board and appreciated it, but also, and I also made it very clear, like, the goal is to get her body as strong as possible and move as efficiently as possible. Mm-hmm. But I can't give her clear expectations of what that's going to do with regards to her nerve pain, because it's very complex, and it's a long history.
Yeah, and you only saw her once for about an hour or so.
So I think that she was maybe a little disappointed, but also understanding, and could get on board with it. But yeah, it's never fun to hear that, like, who knows how long your nerve pain's going to be there. But, like, I'm 4 years out and I'm still seeing progress. So it's like, if you can stay consistent with working towards a goal and then working towards new goals, you'll likely continue to see progress. Mm-hmm. There's just certain things that are just, pain in general is very complex, because nobody has the same pain. Nobody necessarily responds to the same things. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of external factors that come into play when we're talking about pain.
Oh, yeah.
There's a big emotional aspect with it and mental aspect with it, because they're kind of tied together. But like, you know, the more stressed you are, the higher your pain will be. It can, pain is just very, and then the longer you're in pain, the more depressed, stressed, all these things, and that just worsens it and creates even more of an issue.
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing that I think is really good about that, though, is like, I mean, it's the reason why we started this podcast in the first place, right? Is like, you have the lived experience that you can draw upon. And even though you might have been putting things in front of her that she wasn't pumped to hear, you're having an honest and real conversation with her about the reality of the world and her injury, and, you know, how she can go about achieving the things that she wants to achieve because of it. And we don't think enough people get that side of it.
No, I don't think that enough providers or clinical people in general are honest enough about certain things. I think we're fortunate to know a handful of people that are, but yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily like, I don't even know if it's intentional or not with a lot of people.
I don't think that it's intentional. I think that it's very context dependent, you know, like even just this other situation with this client that you're talking about, like, it sounds like she was going to an in-network PT type of place. And we know from personal experience and clinical experience, it's just not the time for those types of conversations isn't allowed to be had because of the way that the system is set up.
Right. And yeah, I mean, if you never have those conversations, you don't even know to have those conversations or how to have the conversations.
Exactly.
So yeah, bottom line is that when you have surgery, it's a longer recovery than you would expect. I mean, I remember when I had my surgery, and when I was telling your parents this the other day, I had this like wildly unrealistic expectation that I was going to be like driving in a month. Meanwhile, I was non-weight bearing for like 3.5 months.
Yeah.
It was my right foot. I could not fucking drive. I was like, I'm going to go back to roller derby. And then when I was recovered, I was like probably 6 to 8 months out, and I was like, I'm never fucking doing that again. So yeah, you can have these unrealistic expectations of like where you quote unquote should be. And I think we talked about the word should last time.
Yeah, it's a bad word.
And yeah, I think that the more clear expectations you have and the more acceptance you have for your circumstances, the further you'll go, because it kind of allows you to be very present with your injury and your recovery rather than like seeing where you're not.
I mean, I think it's not even just rehab, injury recovery dependent, right? Like what you just said, I think pertains to so many different aspects of life. For sure.
There was another thing that I think is important to talk about, and that was when I was going through the assessments with this client.
I thought you said screaming, and I was like,
screaming at her.
I was just screaming at this woman.
Screaming at her to touch her fucking toes. No.
Touch your toes.
When I was doing the assessment, she was doing her toe touch, and she vocalized how she thinks that fear was kind of taking over her doing it, and because it actually looked good. And I said to her, I was like, I totally understand that you have a fusion. You can still, I'm not going to force you to do anything that you can't do. I'm just seeing what you're capable of, and you'll go as far as you're comfortable with. And she actually was able to get pretty close to the ground, and she felt a lot of tension in her back, and I think that worried her, and we had a conversation about it, and she was saying how she thinks that, she's very fearful of doing certain movements. And I said to her, I was like, that's because you had surgery. You went to a PT who had absolutely zero confidence.
Yeah.
So how can you have confidence in moving when the person who's supposed to lead and guide you has absolutely none?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
that is such a and I've seen that with a couple of people or a handful of people where it's just like where they came from, the person who was helping them was so afraid to hurt them and saw that their client as fragile rather than somebody who's gaining strength and abilities that, like, of course that person's going to be fucking scared to do everything. They don't know what they should or should not do. They're going to that person for that guidance, and that person can't guide them at all.
It's very disempowering from a client standpoint.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's, if you're in a position where you're in a rehab setting or you're working with somebody who gives off the impression that they are afraid, then find somebody who has more confidence. There's a difference between somebody saying, I don't know, and we'll figure this out together, versus I don't know, I don't think that you should do that. Or like being mad that this person went to the gym when they were fully capable of going to the gym to do upper body work.
That's so infuriating.
And the surgeon cleared them. Like, that's wild to me. So, yeah. I think I was going to say something else, but...
You probably were.
Yeah. Happens probably every time we record.
That's okay. That's why we'll have more conversations another time because of that.
Yeah. So, anything else?
I think that was a cool insight into a real life situation that happened today. And I think that's very relatable. I mean, I'm not somebody who has had a surgery like that, but I am somebody who has suffered from injuries to the point where I was unable to do things, and I was being guided by other providers that didn't set me up with the best expectations. And I had, that I have a big problem with people telling me what to do in the first place. So I usually don't listen to what they say and do things and probably make my situation worse because of that. But still, I have grown to realize that the conversation around what to expect can
when
be
you're expecting.
What to expect when you're expecting.
Sorry.
It can be really powerful and totally, again, just change the trajectory of where you think you can go with, again, with your rehab, with your injury, with what you want to do in life. I don't know, so many different things.
Yeah. Conversations are super important, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Conversations are really important, and I don't think we have enough of them anymore. I feel like
You and I do.
Yeah. I mean, I think I might have said this before, but jokingly was saying that I've wanted to start a podcast for literally 12 years or 14 years. I started listening to podcasts in 2012, and that's when I wanted to start a podcast. It's been 14 years since I've been listening to podcasts, and all I had to do was talk to the person that I literally talk to all the time, every day.
That's below.
Yep. Just had to keep talking to Baloo out loud, and he's not responding still, but that's fine.
No, but he kisses you.
Yeah.
It's me, guys. And if you're watching on YouTube, I just want to say I don't like the way this sweater looks.
Cool. I think you derailed me, but that's fine.
What do you mean?
I think I was saying something, and then you disrupted it.
No, I didn't.
Disruptor.
You said that you were, that conversations are important. We don't have enough of them, and that you want to start a podcast. You said the whole thing. You have more to say?
It was going back to having those conversations because again, all right, we'll stay focused in like the injury realm. I mean, how many times have you asked somebody that you're working with, are there any questions that you have, or is there anything that I can answer for you? And there's no response at all.
No. Okay.
Yeah. And I've totally been that person too. So I'm not saying that there's a problem with you if you are that person, but try asking questions. I think it'll help you get to where you want to go faster.
I have a client right now who I love, but he just like never has anything to say and never any input or questions. But like he's invested in doing his rehab and everything, but it's just hilarious because every time he'll report something and I'll ask him like 50 questions and I'm like, you know that I'm going to ask you questions, and he doesn't have an answer for any single one of my questions. Last time I saw him, he came to the gym and he was telling me about how something started aggravating his ankle that we'd been working on. And so I asked him a bunch of questions and he was like, you're asking me so many questions. I'm like, I've been seeing you for weeks. You know that I'm going to ask you questions. I'm going to ask you so many questions about what's aggravating you, what happened, what are you feeling, when are you feeling it, all these things. Yeah. And it's just so funny because he doesn't have an answer for any of them. He's just like, it hurts. Okay.
Two things. Number one, like, that's why you're the provider and he's not, but also, right, like, it's giving you information on how to guide him, where to guide him, and if he doesn't provide those answers, you don't have that information
right
either.
It's pretty much just me figuring out the puzzle all alone,
which you are totally capable of doing.
Right. So, but yes, if you're a patient, or if you become a patient or whatever, a client, ask questions. If that person, I've been in the situation because I ask a lot of questions. Vinny knows this.
I've actually seen providers yell at you for asking so many questions. And I've had to step in and be like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah. I was really sick one time. We were at an urgent care and this motherfucking doctor was such a piece of shit. I was really sick. And I just didn't understand what the fuck was going on. And he gave me the worst answers that just made me ask more questions. He was so aggravated. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, it's your fucking fault that I don't understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And he made me cry because I was already in a really vulnerable position. And that's what
he did make you cry.
And then the owner of the clinic, I complained. I think he was there. And I said, that guy's an asshole.
Yeah. So if you're listening, guy from so many years ago, go to hell.
That was in Hoboken. Yeah. Yeah. He sucked.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck that guy.
Yeah. 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 So if you're in a position where you're asking questions and that person is not willing to answer you, or they seem like they're aggravated, it's not likely that you're asking stupid questions. It's more.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes you're asking stupid questions. You're not being coachable.
Well, yeah. If you're not being coachable, that's one thing. But if you're asking questions to advocate for yourself because you're not understanding something,
that's different.
And they're doing a terrible job of explaining something, or just getting aggravated that you're even questioning, then fuck that person.
We both said it, so it's true.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Well, that was great.
Yeah.
You have anything to add?
I don't have anything to add. I hope everyone has a lovely day, a lovely week. Go out there, do something good for yourself. You deserve it.
Yeah. Yeah. Enjoy life.
Yeah.
On that note.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, say it.
Yeah. Subscribe to this. Let us know that you like hearing us talk, or we're going to do it anyway, so it doesn't matter, but please subscribe to it. Give us a 5-star review if you think that we're fun. What is it?
Get on your knees.
Get down on your knees and tell me you love me.
Yeah, that. Yeah. That's Home Alone. Right?
Yeah, I can't remember if that's Home Alone 2 or not.
No, it's the first one. It's when he's left home and he's watching. Wait, no. That's in 2.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, he's in New York City.
Oh, yeah, because Tim Curry, they all get down on their knees and they say that they love him.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, like, subscribe, follow or something. Share. Sharing is caring. Okay.
Yep.
Anything else?
Nope.
I love you. Bye. Well, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.